Good morning, everybody, and welcome to today's episode of Market Check. There is no second best live YouTube stream to talk about markets. Welcome back, guys. It really does brighten my mood to hear that intro. I'm not gonna lie. Just it gets me feeling some type of way. I'm gonna say that probably pretty frequently going forward, as long as that's the intro music. But yeah, I hope we're having a good start to our Thursday. Obviously, Bitcoin is not kind of selling off yesterday's pump that we had. Um, Kind of coming in a lot of altcoins, I think, telling the story of coming into support. Are we going to bounce? Are we going to keep dropping deeper? Obviously, it will be dependent on Bitcoin, but I think maybe these altcoins are providing a little bit clearer signal as far as what to expect from the market. But first, welcome, guys. I'm Snorlax. You also know me as Tommy. I'm joined by Tucker and, of course, Max. Before we can get too deep into commentary around price, seasonality, maybe even football. We were kind of talking about that before we went live. Gonna need you guys to hit the like button. And we really have not been pestering you to hit the like button on recent shows. I'm almost afraid to look back at the like button from the last show. But rest assured, guys, we have a brand new day today. I'd love if we could run that like button up kind of as we come into the end of this week. And as we start, September, I actually just did a video talking about September seasonality and kind of like the dichotomy that currently exists within crypto and broader markets right now. Right? It's like high time frame, Bitcoin remains in a pretty aggressive uptrend. You can definitely say that momentum has maybe slowed a bit here. I certainly wouldn't contest that point, but high time frame is kind of like FU high time frame uptrend. Mid to low time frame is a little bit different, right? Because we've kind of been just doing this slow demon bleed on Bitcoin while you had ETH pump all the way up to all-time highs. You had SOL not pump to all-time highs, but still give you a huge move higher from the lows that we set in I think it was either Q1 or April. So, I mean, that's kind of the context that we're working with on the market. Like, is this just going to be a kind of more of the same sideways bleedish price action into Q4 that we've seen over the last few years? Is it maybe the start of a larger downside move? I guess or are we just going to rip up into the 4-year cycle? September and October are kind of that point where that could happen. So all that to say, there's a lot of variance potentially in store for us this September. I think that is really the only prior that I'm working off of. When I view Bitcoin, though, I mean, it's kind of like it's framing the market, and to a lesser extent, MicroStrategy as well, which is down 3% today. I think for me with Bitcoin, I want to see a structural shift to the upside, right? Right now, it's kind of like we're bleeding from the range. You might be catching a knife. Maybe you're getting a great buy. Who knows? We don't know. Markets hate uncertainty. Tommy hates uncertainty. Bitcoin right now, I think, is highly uncertain. Whereas you have ETH and Solana. ETH is chopping right now above its previous, what was it, year and a half long range. Solana is still technically above its high time frame value area high. So I think you have a case for one of two things here, right? It's like range into Q4 and pump really hard, or maybe we get some sort of larger downside move into Q4 that I also think would be for buying. I'm bullish on Q4 no matter what. But yeah, Bitcoin is a little bit uncertain. Equities are a lot stronger than Bitcoin. Is Bitcoin maybe telegraphing some weakness in equities? We can talk about that as well. But the VIX is still in a downtrend. So it's kind of like a weird slate. Is this just a part of the summer lull, guys, or are we potentially prospecting a bigger move down across all markets?
I mean, some of us are prospecting a bigger move down. No, I go back to Bitcoin. I mean, for me, I think, again, your downside's probably capped, at least from a time perspective, into mid-September, right, which would be about here. So, I think maybe you could see 105, revisit 107, but I'm not really looking for this down here quite yet. So, I mean, I do think you're going to get a little more downside for buying into the end of the month, which I think you're going to get rate cuts and do this most likely, which is not a hot take. I understand that, but I don't know. I think you can maybe have some bear chop into mid-September. Yeah, which isn't the end of the world, right? But equities probably just keep going sideways, man. It's hard to prospect downside in equities. So, and like you said, the VIX is just going sideways, and this is unfortunate.
I mean, it's going down. The VIX is going down, but move index is going up. I don't really know what to make of that.
Yeah, I don't know.
Usually they're pretty correlated.
Yeah. Yeah, they're going opposite directions right now. So, and we have like the 10-year not looking that great. I mean, I don't think this is going to, be support for too much longer. So, but I know you think TLT is going a lot lower. So I don't know. I mean,
it doesn't have to. I'm just not bullish on bonds.
I'm not bullish, but I don't think it's good. I think the 10-year looks worse than the TLT. So, yeah, I could see TLT going a little higher, but yeah, I don't know. Maybe some bear chop into mid-month, and then I think we're good as soon as we get the Fed meeting and he talks dovishly. So,
is that next week?
I think it's 2 weeks from now. We see.
Because I guess the move index could be moving because they're factoring in potentially a more dovish Fed or like cutting more.
Yeah, so the meeting is the 16th, or it's really the 17th. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it probably pumps into the meeting, it looks like, honestly. Max, how are we feeling?
How am I doing? I'm doing all right. I don't have any thoughts on this chart, but Bitcoin looks terrible to me. I've been saying that for like at least a week and a half, maybe 2 weeks now, just like slow bleed, limp meat after that horrible deviation and then the whale dumping. They could always turn this thing around whenever they want and shift structure to the upside, but in the meantime, I'm just, the only word is just like uninspired by Bitcoin, which I don't think is the biggest problem in the world, because I think as of the past couple months, there's been a pretty clear shift in market focus on Ethereum. ETH looks a lot better than Bitcoin. Like I could see a little rinse on ETH, but Bitcoin has some work to do. I definitely still am bullish on Q4 and even like the second half of Q3, but I don't really have anything good to say about Bitcoin here. I think it either needs to just like randomly turn around here, which momentum just looks fried, or we get like a washout and then V recovery into second half of this month and Q4. But something needs to give here on Bitcoin because it is in fact the turd in the punch bowl. So don't like that.
No, definitely. It's looked bad since 115, 116.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I mean, here's the thing though. As of right now, it appears to be pretty passive selling. Like we're seeing volume dropping like cumulatively.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not like you're seeing volume rising with like sell volume outpacing buy volume. You're really seeing pretty passive controlled selling, which is not typical of like a major nuke. Now that can shift. We could certainly see volume pick up, but it's not doing that yet. So we're seeing pretty controlled low volume selling, which again is not like trapdoor, like kind of the drop that we had in like late February of this year, where it just went like down from like 95 to 78. What we saw over there was, passive selling that turned into pretty aggressive selling. So we'll keep an eye on things. It's just not, it's not doing that yet. So We'll see.
Yeah, I mean, I think the question I'm asking myself is like, is this just kind of idiosyncratic weakness on Bitcoin relative to the rest of like equities and everything else because of MicroStrategy? Or are we doing that thing that crypto does where we signal maybe a bigger move down across all markets? I'm really not sure. And like I said, kind of in the intro, I don't really think that the VIX looks terribly constructive. I've been looking for some sort of stroll on it, as a kind of saying that as a joke, because I mean, it's September. Hey, Butters. Sorry about that. He just totally ruined my train of thought. But yeah, I mean, I've been kind of looking for some sort of move on this, but really it doesn't look like that constructive. So you need a really big headline to actually move equities materially lower. But yeah, it's like you said, Max. I mean, Bitcoin just looks uninspired and low T. And even if, we're about to see a blow off on altcoins, you need Bitcoin to kind of carve out a bottom and begin trending higher. And I think that's going to be difficult with MicroStrategy trading the way that it is. Like MicroStrategy needs to find some sort of local bottom and start to bounce.
Yeah, this is not a great looking chart for sure. Look at that. I think it needs to find a bottom. I mean, I think you could bounce at like 315, but
I actually think MSTR is going to rally hard in Q4. I don't think it's making a new all-time high. Let me be super clear. But I do see like a big bounce into a multi-month shoulder. And then I see death. But I'm not seeing this chart making a new high. And I think the proof of this is if you chart MSTR against Bitcoin and MSTR against ETH and MSTR against others and MSTR against total and MSTR against everything in crypto, it looks, just draw a simple trend line across those lows there, Tucker.
Oh, that looks bad.
Yeah, I mean,
that on log too?
No.
Jeez.
It looks even worse on log. So I think the MSTR trade is over. I do. I will go out on a limb and say the MSTR trade is over. And I think that the only thing that matters about that is that it's giving you clear signal that we are in late stage cycle, later than a lot of people would like to think, which is typically when altcoins really outperform. So that's actually when most of the money is made, right? That's when everybody makes a ton of money. It's a genius season, It doesn't mean that like Bitcoin's even topped. Bitcoin can go to, 150K, 170K from here or something like that. We'll see what the market gives us. But Bitcoin's largest buyer, MicroStrategy, clearly looking grim against the asset in which they are aggressively selling shares to accumulate more of, is not painting the most, is not instilling the most confidence in me that this is somehow early stage still. I think that that's cope. I think we're in inning 7 right now. I think Bitcoin does make a new high. I think we run it back in Q4, maybe even second half of Q3. But I think this chart is telling you pretty damn clearly we are later stage cycle. Now, hang on. I need to add an asterisk to this. If MSTR goes on to make a new all-time high and starts ripping, we are early stage cycle. This cycle is different. We're going to like 300K Bitcoin. Right now, way too early to suggest something like that, in my opinion. Way too early.
Yeah, I'd really like to see it bounce here. This is a pretty good trend line. Somebody Sosafly pointed out. So, I mean, if you don't bounce like right in here, I think like right at like 300, 310, then I think you see like,
I think you're going to get a Q4 rally before then. I do. I don't think they're going to make it easy to catch this short. I think if you're early to the MSTR short, you're gonna get your face ripped off. But I actually even think we can move back up 440, 500 even, just no new all-time high.
What do you
I'm
think?
just kind of surprised that he's already begun the act of like selling the common to buy Bitcoin, because we talked about this yesterday. Or yeah, I think we did talk about that on yesterday's show. Like, he has to sell MSTR common stock now to buy Bitcoin. So the fact that we're seeing Bitcoin tank, like, or not Bitcoin, but MicroStrategy tank like this, is there still a Coinbase premium? So there's not a Coinbase premium today. So I don't think he's buying Bitcoin today. But like, why would you sell your stock knowing that it's at a pretty important support level to potentially bounce? I don't know. I'm sure there's some greater motive, but doesn't seem like the smartest thing in the world.
Mm-hmm.
This is not making a new all-time high. And if it does, I'm wrong, and it's extended cycle, like 2 years extended. But
Think like this.
It
Yeah,
could just represent like the end of the treasury company trade, is what I would say.
For Bitcoin,
Like, what?
For Bitcoin.
I mean, for like ETH and Sol, it kind of feels like treasury company flows are a bit tapped. Sol treasury company flows never really started. They're just buying locked Sol. But for ETH, it was obviously huge. I mean, we marked up massively this summer.
yeah, IWM looks really good. Stocks don't look too shabby here, honestly. I could still see the Vixie poo tagging that gap at like what, 19 or 20 or whatever it's at. Tommy probably knows the level, but
Vixie poo.
the Vixie poo.
It's
But
20.4.
yeah, I could see that filling still, but that aside, like, equities are painting a much different picture than Bitcoin. And maybe it's just one of the classic like equities showing strength before crypto, and like we get a little washout and then catch up. That's possible. I just need to see a shift of structure in Bitcoin. If that happens, I'll be feeling really good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, I think small caps are going to keep looking strong into just because they know that rate cuts are coming. I don't see why they would sell them, but
You know, I was thinking about that this morning. Everybody says we didn't respect the typical Q2, Q3 seasonality, but is that like true? Because small caps rallied. We see that kind of. We didn't see it in last year, but we saw it in 2023 and I think 2022. Small caps rallied during the illiquid summer conditions and squeezed out because the hedge fund trade is long big tech, probably long big, and crypto is probably long Bitcoin, short alts. We saw both of those trades kind of get squeezed this summer. So I would say we didn't completely ignore the seasonality from like Q2 and Q3 this year.
mm-hmm.
No, pretty.
And that could be another part of why Bitcoin is weak.
I mean, we could also just kind of reduce it down to summer chop, you know, like more times than not, low vol summer chop, even if there's buyers, not enough volume to really support materially higher prices. So I think we've just kind of fallen victim to summer chop again, but I wouldn't conflate that with like a crazy high time frame shift from like a cyclical perspective. Like, summers are usually pretty terrible. And I know that because I've had interns before, and it's always the worst time to have an intern in the summer, like a high school kid, because they like want to get into crypto because it's volatile, and then nothing happens for like 3 months, and then they go back to school, and then something finally happens.
Mm-hmm.
But
you sounded like Chud Jack for a second there, Max.
Yeah, he did.
there's a little bit of Chud Jack within all of us.
You like the logo I put up on the top right?
How'd you get that picture of me?
Meme folder.
Yeah, he put the whole thing on there.
No. I don't have an intern. Last summer I had an intern. He was a friend of my my brother-in-law. He's like 18 or 19. And the market didn't do shit for like 100 days.
Mm-hmm.
Also victimized by the Sol trenches.
Yeah, he got burned in the Sol trenches. He got a little too trigger happy in the Sol trenches, but we've all been there, man. He learned a lot. Let's put it that way.
This looks not good. Not great.
But here's the thing. ETH looks a lot better.
Let's say, yeah, what is he doing?
Like ETH looks a little grim, but like so much better than Bitcoin, you know?
Yeah.
ETH's still doing more daily volume than Bitcoin. I'm going to reiterate, like I've never seen that be the case for this long. I don't have any like conclusions to draw from it, but it's just like crazy for me to see.
What's the daily volume right now? Did you just check?
Yeah, I checked earlier on the show. The 24-hour volume for ETH is at about 49 billion, and for Bitcoin, it's 33. I think even like yesterday and earlier this week when it was outperforming, ETH was still doing more volume.
That's a big difference.
It is.
Yeah.
I think ETH open interest got decently close to Bitcoin, which is honestly insane. That's crazier to me than the volume. ETH got to 36 bill. Can you believe that?
36 billion in open interest.
Yeah, at peak, and Bitcoin peaked at like 41. So ETH, like, I mean, it's not like ETH didn't have a lot of effort going into pump it. It just, I think the open interest for ETH is going to be a lot more nuanced than Bitcoin. I'm not going to get into that whole discussion again, but it's just like very interesting to me that ETH's open interest is that high. I mean, it's a big, like, it's symbolic of the summer. Small caps ran. ETH was the story. ETH marked up 150% in like, what was it, 4 to 6 weeks?
Yeah.
And funding on ETH still didn't cross into like the heavy premium, which was also, you know, really weird. I'm going to guess that treasury companies are maybe like obfuscating our ability to assess froth in the ETH market.
I see. Yeah.
But that's purely speculation on my end. I think ETH looks fine above 4,200.
You're saying you think we're frothy now and we're just being held up by treasury companies?
I don't know. Like, I really don't know. I really don't know. I mean, I could see Bitcoin just going sideways here until Q4 and nothing happening. I could just as easily see like a pretty big leverage rinse out from this summer's shenanigans from MicroStrategy. It's just kind of like, it's very path dependent from here, but all we can do is kind of assess the structure. And we know ETH is still sitting above like an 18-month range, and SOL is sitting above its high time frame value area high. So as long as those two are still the same, I'm probably going to be more biased towards sideways and Bitcoin eventually finding a bottom rather than a nuke. But if we accept back into those ranges, then, you know, obviously there could be quite a bit of downside.
Where are you pulling your? There you go.
From like that last run up it had from like 100 to
back here.
So like the start of 2024.
Be sure.
Yeah, if you don't include that consolidation.
What are you starting here?
Like, yeah, like there. Yeah. We're technically above it.
Yeah.
So I feel like this is kind of going to be more or less my signal from beta, what it wants to do. If we just kind of keep like chopping above here, it would be scary for a few weeks for sure. And a lot of people will talk about reacceptance, but if it doesn't happen, there's just not really much to talk about. Q4 will be bullish. If it does happen, then yeah, that won't be good.
Yeah, we can't have sub 190, sub 180 SOL again. Unless it's this, you know.
looking even lower time frame at the soul structure, I cannot highlight with any more emphasis than I'm about to that you cannot be losing those lows. Like the mechanical characteristics of this walk up, which kind of looks like a early stage parabola twop trying to form. You need to see these lows hold, or you are going to see stairs up, elevator down. We saw it on BNB earlier in the year. And we're like, is this curling for like a blast to new all-time highs? And then you got to rinse, and then you recover. But you really do not want to see those lows get pressured, in my opinion. And I think if we're heading into a bullish season, then I think we'll be totally fine. But you do not want to see those lows get pressured.
It's like SP at 6,900. Does it?
That's what you need to do. Wait, does it?
Kind of. That wouldn't be a great implication for Sol. I don't know if they look quite the same.
I don't know about that. I don't see that.
Wonder what those pair charts look like.
Early stage, you talking back here at 0.5, he said. So this.
I see what you mean.
Yeah, just this garbage or maybe.
Sol is very choppy before high time frame moves. I have definitely learned that over the years.
Yeah.
But Sol on chain is seemingly kind of popping back up, and it looks like it's led by Pump Token, which made new highs locally, I think, last night.
Let's do this real quick.
Launchcoin is trying to rally, but I'm skeptical.
What is Pump doing?
Just made new highs locally.
This is what he's talking about here, Tommy. I think.
I see. Why am I skeptical of Launchcoin? I don't think the founder really has any incentive at this point to pump the token. And I also think there are just so many launch pads on Sol. But if Pump starts to pump, Launchcoin will be beta, I would imagine. I just don't like to bleed Sol charts that are just in, like 4 to 6 month downtrends. I do like the new meta on Sol like more than some of the other ones from this summer, like Pokemon card meta. Obviously, the guy who calls himself Snorlax likes the Pokemon card meta, but it's more wholesome than like vampire attacking meme coins, and I don't know. I almost bought the Snorlax ENS earlier this year. I probably should have done that in hindsight.
You should have done that for sure.
Definitely.
I mean, look, here's the thing about I don't know anything about that new meta. I just don't really have a super strong desire to participate in like the new hot meta because we just see them so frequently, Like we just see a new one every week. I almost can't keep up with it, man. I'm like, you can't have a family and also hit the new generational Sol meta. I don't have
I'm terminally online and I can't keep up with the metas. It's like
This did go 30% above, so don't know. How do we feel about this?
God, that'd be horrible. I don't even want to know what kind of price action Bitcoin and ETH would be producing if Sol was doing that.
Yeah, this part. Yeah.
I feel like one of the charts that really just like reflects this, are we gonna pop? Are we gonna dump? Is Hyperliquid. Like, make up your mind.
Let's see.
Is it vertical accumulation? Is it distribution? I don't know. How do you have a view? Oh, it's KuCoin. Okay.
Yeah. It's the only one that lets you pull volume. But yeah, I don't know. As long as it's above 40, for me, it's fine.
Hers kind of grinding. That's a good sign. Hopefully not doing that thing that it's been doing all summer where it is grinding but bear flagging. I think Per doesn't look the worst.
No, it doesn't look too bad. Needs hype to do something.
Yes, it does.
I mean,
Why
like,
not? Do something.
I think it needs to move up somewhat soon, or else it can maybe look distributive up here.
What does the RSI look like? Doesn't really give us much signal.
No.
Of course.
No, it does not.
I love uncertainty. I don't know about you guys.
You just love events, Tommy.
Yeah, he does.
Look, I like events. I like feeling more certain about events happening.
That's fair.
This just looks like slop.
Yeah. What do you guys think of Pump? Been seeing a lot of chatter on the timeline about Pump.
It looks bullish, at least against Sol.
What's the best?
Do the Nance perp.
That?
Yeah. Somebody doing a flyover over you, Tuck?
Dude, I don't know. Yeah, I guess. Must be.
There's nothing more American than a flyover, man. I was at the obviously I was at the Clemson game last weekend, and they did a flyover before the game, and I was just like, God, I feel so patriotic right now.
Brother, flyovers at Arrowhead. You need to study them closely.
Well, we have them at. I'm not a Broncos fan, but they always do them just because the Air Force Academy is very, very close.
Yeah, we usually get a B-52, which is pretty nice.
Damn.
Oh,
That's loud.
It's awesome. Yeah. So
Pump, I mean, it made new highs, right?
Yeah, I wanted to see it get like above this level, basically. And it has, so. It doesn't look bad. Let's see what. Just getting going.
Yeah, it kind of looks like the move. It's putting in a move kind of similar to what Bonk did earlier this summer. Looks stronger to me than Sol. But as far as like, do I really want to be long pump? I don't know if I am like super optimistic about it. But it does look bullish. I mean, like the chart, the RSI breaks out, you're going to get a really nice candle to the upside.
Mm-hmm.
What's the FDV?
No idea. Let's see.
The FDV is 4.3 bill.
And the market
And
cap
is 1.5.
Yeah.
I know people are comparing it to Hyperliquid. I will not be one of those people, though.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I don't think that's really a super fair comparison.
They did flip 24-hour revenue, I think, on Hyperliquid. I don't know how much I believe that, but
Did really?
yeah, I'm sure a lot of like wash trading was involved, but I'm sure a lot of wash trading is involved with Hyperliquid too. I did learn earlier this week about why FD-USD pairs are always at like the top of Binance spot markets, though. Nothing nefarious, actually. It's just that there's no fees on that market, so market makers will just wash trade a bunch of volume for better fee tiers.
There is no fees on FDUSD.
No fees.
Wow.
The astrology chart. We have the blood moon coming up in like 3 days.
Where's the moon chart? We're throwing it on real quick.
I actually don't even really know that much about this moon. That's me being honest.
About the blood moon?
A lunar eclipse, blood moon, full moon in Pisces.
Wait. So, but it's gonna be a bullish moon?
I don't know.
Hold on now.
It will be a full moon.
15 days, yeah, it'll be a full moon. That's on the September 6th, yeah. So we're gonna have a blood full moon, which is a bullish one, supposedly. It's interesting because where was the one in March? Was it here? No, it was. I don't know. It might have been that one, right? When was it in March? Was it mid March or was it late March? Do you remember?
I don't know. I felt like we kind of front ran it earlier this year, though.
Yeah.
Like everybody was expecting it to be a super bearish event when we had already been like selling off for weeks. I was like, I don't think it's going to be, at least like today, the moon itself is not going to be that bearish.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. We'll have to see. I'm going to have to do more research into the moon and the lunar eclipse and what it all means. But what do you guys think about Doge here?
It was March 13th, 14th.
I like how Doge dominance looks on the ultra high time frame.
Doge
like ultra high time frame.
Yeah.
Put it in log mode though. Like if you were to then draw across all those highs.
Highs?
Yeah, like from 2021 across all the highs.
Like that?
Yeah, just like that. I like how that looks.
Are
you thinking one more sweep of the low?
No. I don't know
Doge
why.
chart befuddles me.
Yeah. I mean, I did a video on it yesterday, actually. I think you're going to get I think you're going to get like 18s, and then I think you're going to get mid 30s at least. Like, I think there'll be a chance for this long to set up right here.
But have you thought about us just going straight up in a straight line? Have you considered that?
I haven't quite yet.
Mm.
I think you're going to get this.
Mm-hmm.
What's the name of the treasury company that's buying Doge? Does the chat know?
I have no idea.
I think I was looking at it earlier this week. I just cannot for the life of me remember the name. We should start a Doge treasury company, guys.
We basically have a boys club treasury. Very few.
Very, very few.
You know what chart looks like ass? Palantir. Palantir looks horrible.
Really?
Like if you take it off log, looks horrible.
Yeah.
It kind of reminds me honestly of the structure that Jelly printed yesterday. I wanted to do crime of the day yesterday. If you guys remember Jelly Coin.
I kind of miss crime of the day. You know, like I understand why people don't like crime of the day. I kind of like crime of the day.
Jelly Coin. Is that the one on Hype that what'd they do?
Yeah. They delisted it because Binance tried to like drain their entire
that's right.
HLP.
Yeah, that's right. That was insane, dude. I remember when that happened. Didn't Hyperliquid have to turn off their like withdrawal mechanism, or what'd they do?
They just they changed the mark price to fit their bias and paid out at that mark price. So
Wow.
What's wrong with that?
Study countering crime with even more crime.
Like, oh, that's cute. You want to see some real crime?
They just like showed how centralized they were, though. Yeah, is that
yeah. Which everybody, I mean, I knew how centralized they were, but
yeah. Yeah, this doesn't look great. I wonder what Hood looks like too.
I thought Hood looked way better.
Hood's kind of the same chart though.
Hood could give you like a deep pullback.
Yeah.
That chart looks like it's just in parabola. You will have deep corrections, but I don't think it's topped.
Yeah, it does look a lot better actually. Look at that. Yeah.
They look somewhat similar, but I think I'd rather buy Hood.
I think I'd rather buy Hood like
I'm sure you could put like a Bitcoin 2017 parabola fractal on Hood, just like eyeballing it.
Rather buy Hood between 80 and 90. Or we could even do this. Yeah, between 80 and 90 still. Nice. Crazy.
I mean, that looks like Bitcoin 2017. I'm going to try to put that fractal on it right now. See if there's anything to that.
I'll hope you chart, Tommy. Let's see it.
No, you don't need to see my chart.
I knew that was coming.
Yeah, I know.
You don't need to see my chart. Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about my chart.
Don't worry about my chart. You got your own chart to worry about.
He just doesn't want to
book script. Spit that shit out, man. It does look really similar, actually. That's crazy. I have a hard time seeing this play out, but
oh my god. So Tommy, are we here? June of 17.
Maybe.
My goodness.
I don't know. Oh.
We would be much earlier stage cycle than I'm under the impression we are, if that chart happens.
I mean, this took place in a matter.
Oh, they actually do.
150 days. Did you fit the fractal, Tommy? What do we?
Yeah, I just fit it the way that you were thinking. Yeah. That would mean Hood's going to drop pretty far, but
what, back to 75?
Yeah, something like that.
And what did you go? Up 10x, 11x, 11x for 75.
I bet the IV on puts is just insane. Robinhood options are pretty hard to trade, in my experience.
Wait, Tommy, you see this chart in fractal and you want to buy puts?
You bring up a great point.
Yeah. Trying to scalp the tiny move. Oh.
When ASMR.
Yeah.
Happy I could help put you to sleep. If you guys have charts that you want us to take a look at as well, drop them in the comments. We'll do our best to check them out. As long as they're not like, I mean, you guys know the deal at this point. Don't show me like a $2 million soul market cap coin, unless it fits my bias, of course.
Oh yeah, this dude's been asking for troll for a while. I think we tried to look at it yesterday. What do you guys think?
I'm still surprised that this coin ran as hard as it did, but it's not for me to determine.
Yeah, we talked about this.
Now it kind of looks like SPX.
Yeah. Have to adjust this. You gotta get above 21. You definitely have to. Oh, yeah. And that's got to get flipped. And that's got to be support. That's all there is, in my opinion.
The problem with soul memes is that they just vamp attack each other perpetually.
For launch.
Like right now, cards is the new coin on Soul. I know we were trying to look at it yesterday.
Yeah.
What's it doing today? Collector Crypt. It's basically at the same price.
Put it trading view. Come on. Trading view.
And I don't know what to make of this chart.
It looks a little bit bullish, just a little bit. just enough,
Mm-hmm.
like a little bit floored out. But I don't know if I have enough conviction in it to. I don't think I'd play it, but I see a path, right? I see a path.
I've been touched by soul alts with this pattern before. So
Tommy, tell me where the soul alts touched you, please. On this doll. Tell me where they touched you.
I'm scarred, traumatized from charts like this on soul. Brett. Oh man, I haven't thought about that chart in a while. Looks good. I mean, yeah, I think the chart looks fine. It's just you know, I don't want to reiterate it. It's like soul coins do this. Thoughts on the Kraken IPO? Will it do circle numbers or Coinbase? Or either?
A good question.
I like Kraken more than Coinbase. And I mean, we talked about this a little bit yesterday. It's the valuation it's launching at is really pretty low versus what you'd expect.
Why can't I find the Gemini IPO? I'm confused.
I think Kraken will be a popular stock for TradFi to speculate on.
Is there ticker crack? It's gotta be, right? Like, what else do you make it?
I mean, what? It's at 2.2. Hyperliquid's trading at probably like 40 or 50 billion FDV. But Kraken doesn't do anywhere near as much volume as Hyperliquid. I think Coinbase is at what, like 50 or 60 bill. Does maybe like a fifth of that.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, if it's going to IPO at like 2.2 billion or something like that, in theory, I would think that would be good for like a 4 or 5x.
Let's check back in on Circle real quick. We were looking at that the other day. Not the one that actually, yeah.
It did Christmas tree.
It did.
That kind of looks like Bera, honestly.
Looks like Tia.
Prefer not to speak.
It does, bro. It does.
I know it does.
Big time. I don't know. I mean, is the fundamental thesis dead here on Circle or no? Like, I don't see why. Then it's probably a buy. We'll see. Yeah, maybe like 100.
I don't know enough about it.
Maybe like 100. Let's see this. I mean, you're just below everything. You're just shot in the dark here. You know, that's really what that would be. But
I think that's going to take some time. I think that's one of those that you just kind of let slowly curl and round out.
you let it do this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's basically like buying a bank, right?
Yeah.
What does Coinbase look like? Did we already look at Coin or no?
I think briefly we looked at it.
Briefly.
Doesn't look the best.
Looks weird.
Yeah.
And did this just kind of front run the IWM?
Yeah. Do you know what's been so characteristic of like stocks and crypto the past 9 months? Has been like there's a bull market somewhere, but not everywhere.
Yes.
I mean, besides QQQ and SPX, right? I'm talking more like besides the 10 companies that drag the whole index up, right? It's like there's always been like some crypto pump. There's always been some small cap ripping. But like we haven't seen that rising tide effect yet.
Not everybody's entitled to a bubble at the same time. That's kind of been like the conditions.
It's a good way to put it. How's Tesla look?
EVs look strong. I still don't know what to make of the Tesla chart, but I know Rivian's been catching a bit over the last few days. I have a few people on my feed who are very, very bullish on Rivian stock. Isn't that like a Dr. Outlook stock?
Oh yeah, for sure. Wait, no. Riv.
Dude, I remember trying to play Rivian.
Back here.
I feel like that thing is just baiting you to buy it, but eventually it's going to work out really well.
It's the half pipe pattern.
2023.
The half pipe pattern. Wait, flip that
It's
chart.
A really clean. It's a really
flip
clean
that chart real quick. Why does that look like the 10-year? Like that shoulder, that prolonged shoulder.
Man,
maybe that's all you need to know.
I mean, if you want to bet on a small cap chart, I like this one. Probably is going to benefit from rate cuts.
I don't see a lot of downside in it based on how this looks.
No.
Talk about looking floored out. What does the Rivian Tesla pair chart look like? Remember we used to watch that one a little bit?
Yeah.
It's probably like completely floored.
Yeah.
Yeah. But see, Rivian is so new, I almost wonder like if Tesla does catch a big pump and has like a Tesla cycle at some point, is this just going to be like a shit coin for crypto, you know?
I mean, they trade 1-for-1? Like, are they correlated? Like, actually correlated?
I don't remember. I think for a little bit they might have been, but I don't remember.
What does Lucid look like after that?
Oh,
that one's much more cursed, if I remember correctly.
yeah. They kind of are. Yeah, they kind of are.
Can we do a little Bitcoin exercise when we're done with this?
Yeah, they are for sure, actually.
I want to look at some previous Septembers through year end for Bitcoin. You might need to zoom in a little bit, but
we need the
I will say my least favorite September was 2021. I got nuked on September 7th when I was a noob.
All right, what do you want to look at?
I just want to study like September through December for Bitcoin and just kind of just map out a little bit. You're going to have to zoom way in so we can actually see like the price action.
We'll get we'll mark out the first. right. So those were all good, right? Through year, and that's all this year. And then they get red.
Because I remember that September 2023 was pretty bleak, man. Like that was, I remember that drop pretty well there. That drop into that squeeze from the ETF news, because I was getting a black coffee and an egg sandwich from Caribou Coffee here in Minnesota, Edina, Minnesota. And suddenly I get an alert on my phone that like Bitcoin and ETH are squeezing. And I just opened my text with you guys, and like one of you dropped the tweet in there that it was like a ETF catalyst or whatever, right in that September range. And I just got absolutely throttled by that. Just that squeeze took me out and then retraced right back to the lows.
I was short Matic. Shocking. I know. I was short Matic for that candle. I was literally jumping in the shower. I saw that tweet and I was like, oh shit. I gotta get out and close this immediately. I didn't take a big haircut on that, thankfully, but like another 10, 15 seconds and it would not have been a good time.
No. I remember the headline risk was so great from like 2023 through most of 24. The headline risk was driving me nuts, man. Like all the ETF stuff, all the Trump stuff. It was just insane. It doesn't feel like there's that much impact anymore.
All right, so here you go, Max. Here are all the Septembers.
All right, walk me through this. Be a gentleman, please. Help me understand what's about to happen.
All right, so we'll just do date range. So through the end of the year.
Yep.
All right. Well, we went up. Damn it, that was a date range. We went up a lot. We went up 2x basically. Okay, we'll call that one 2x. We went up through year end 84%. I'm trying to think, where did we start the month? Probably here. End of year. Down 15.
But that one first pumped into November, right?
Yeah, that one pumped into November. I mean, it ended flat through end of year, but I mean, really, we could have just put the quarterly chart on if we wanted to, but all right. This one was green, of course. November, whatever. 3x. I'm sure this was red. Yeah. Red. Dump. Up. 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 Red. I mean, it's kind of all over the place. So, I mean, if you want to just look at like post-halving year, usually you top in Q4 after a September buy opportunity, right? So, but like I said, let's just look at the 3-month chart. Get rid of this. This was Q4. This was Q4. Q4, we bottomed here. Top tier. Big up. Red. Red. Topped. Up. Bottomed. Topped. I mean, you top and bottom a lot in Q4, so that's something.
I told you guys before we went live, I'm going on vacation to the same place where when I was there last year, we pumped the whole time. So I think we're going to bottom before September 17th.
Yeah. Before September 17th. Okay, yeah. I mean, yeah, before the Fed meeting for sure. I think we bottom.
Yeah. I'm really not that like bearish here. I'm just not that encouraged that like things ramp up in a big way like immediately. I just think we're going to have to get through at least another couple weeks of bullshit. Bitcoin needs to just shift structure, man. Like even at this point, like 114 is going to reinvigorate this market in a big way. But until that happens, I politely ask the question, what are we even talking about? You know, like it's just droopy, super droopy.
Yeah, we've got 26 days to fix this quarterly.
It has been a long summer, though.
Quarterly wick.
Bro.
It has been a really long summer, though, because there's been little glimmers of hope that just did not stick at all. You know, just enough to kind of keep the fish on the line. You know, just
don't
enough.
Let the flame die out.
Yeah, just enough to keep us here, but not great. You know, not great. Should have gone on vacation. You know, should have golfed more.
Every time we say that, Max, the market gives us a reason for like, thank you for staying.
Thank you for staying.
Well, usually we get volatility at the end of the summer, and every time people say there's never volatility in the summer, we're like usually pretty close to some volatility.
Mm-hmm.
ETH gave us volatility. I mean, small caps, there was volatility in the market, but yeah, there just wasn't that much. Like, I'm gonna say it. There just wasn't that much breadth.
You're gonna make me say it. We made him say it. There it is.
I hate that. I hate saying that word.
I don't think you do. I think you pretend to hate it.
I
think you
hate
like
saying
it.
that word. No, that's a genuine distaste for that word. That's why when I can, I just say dispersion instead.
Dispersion. Much easier.
Vitalik has been drained.
What if the ETH Foundation got drained?
I mean, they're already selling the ETH, so like, what difference is it going to make?
Yeah, but they're willing. They're happy to sell their ETH, you know?
Did you guys see that they're selling like 10 billion this month? Or something ridiculous?
No, it wasn't 10 billion. It was like 42 million or something like that.
Oh, wait, really?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry for the doomer porn.
Yeah, that was excessive, Tommy.
I said it out loud and I was like, wait a minute. There's no way they're selling that much ETH. $42 million. I think that's a good spot to wrap up the show, guys. The question we asked at the beginning of the show, is this just summer doldrums or potentially, the start of a bigger end of Q3 move? We will see, guys. Equities green, crypto red. I think that is kind of paints the picture, right? But if you enjoyed the show today, guys, we'll be back for another episode of Market Check tomorrow morning to cap off our week, finish up I guess an interesting last few days of price action, shortened holiday week. But a reminder that we are live every Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday with a typical start time around 11:15 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Of course, as well, make sure to tune in for Market Talk, hosted by the legendary King Wabi. That is an X Spaces hosted through the Because Bitcoin account, as well as Wabi's personal account. So make sure to stay following and subscribe to both so you can be notified not just when we schedule those spaces, but of course also when we go live. Also, guys, if you feel like you're struggling to find an edge in this market, we have released some new products that are absolutely killer. And that's, true if you're an on-chain degen, or if you are an active, lower time frame trader in the market, you're interested in leverage trading signals, for example. So we'll start with the new Discord, Volume Fusion Pro. If you want some access to a few of the indicators that Max has been working on, specifically ones that give signal for Doge, Pepe, and Solana. Maybe more in the future. I can't give away anything too much yet, but if you're looking for signals on assets that you love to trade and that have been really volatile over the course of this summer, check that out, guys. All you have to do is sign up using our Blowfin referral link. You will get access to some of these indicators, do some monthly volume, and you can continue to keep that access and get signals on indicators that are actively beating the market. Of course, we also just launched our brand new degen page as well. So if you are an on-chain or you're looking for an edge in Solana, on Solana, what am I saying? On Ethereum, obviously Solana on-chain is kind of looking like it might want to heat back up given what we were observing with Pump Fund token, with Launchcoin, and a few others. We have the tools for you to be able to potentially find an edge in those markets as well. So check that out, guys. I'm going to play a quick commercial for the BB terminal here as we wrap up. But thank you again, as always, for tuning in, guys. Like I said, we'll be back tomorrow morning. But until then, thanks again. And of course, stay safe.
Tired of outdated trading tools, confused charts, dozens of tabs, endless stress? You're not alone. Introducing BB Terminal, your all-in-one command center for crypto trading. Track your portfolio, monitor the markets, stay ahead, all in one place. From chaos to clarity, from struggle to success. BB Terminal,